Ready?
Yes, mate.
Good evening, it's Karl from Punch Out Boxing, and I'm delighted to be joined by Eddie Hearn. Eddie, what a fantastic evening of boxing in the North East tonight. Tell me what you thought.
Yeah, really good. I mean, it was a good night until we got to the main event, and then it was an exceptional night. You know, one of the fights of the year, just incredible performance by both, and that's what you want to see. You know, this sport's about entertaining. The fans loved it in here tonight, and Cyrus has really got a chance to build on that in the North East now.
How good, you know, that was a perfect fight for Cyrus, I think. Obviously, I don't think any of us expected it to be that tough for him. Well, I certainly didn't. Yeah. I mean, how good is that for him moving forward?
Yeah, so good. And, you know, Jenkins I thought was outstanding. You know, Chris is not quite the fighter that he was, but he hasn't really deteriorated that much. You saw that tonight. And, you know, he said that he felt great in the fight, had a great camp, and I thought it was a great stoppage from Gary Lockett, really looking after his fighter. And Cyrus just was relentless, he wouldn't stop.
Another standout performance was Pat McCormack against Dario, who just obviously didn't want to go down.
Yeah.
You know, it was a bit of a commotion afterwards, obviously emotional. Do you think it could have been stopped a little bit earlier?
Yeah, I think it should have been stopped in the 7th round. But then by the time when you get to the 8th round, you've only got a minute left. It's like, you know, obviously, when a fighter gets stopped, not a lot of people know that you get a suspension. It means you can't fight for 28 days. He probably had fights booked for next week or 2 weeks' time or 3 weeks. It means that he'll now lose. That's why he was so upset. And you never want to get stopped. But I just feel like you're not winning a round. You're getting beaten up. But I just feel it's about the timing. Like in the 7th, I actually said to the ref, like I shouted to the ref, blimey, like he was just getting pummeled.
I felt like that.
But then, when there's a minute left, it's like, okay, do you want to? He's gone all this way, but you know, ultimately, it only takes one punch to cause a major problem.
I wanted to get your opinion on a little bit of stick that the matchup between Canelo and John Ryder is receiving, unduly, unjust in my opinion. I think John Ryder certainly deserves that option, and you know, I don't think it's a tune-up fight at all. But if ever there was one, Canelo deserves that. I think
he's mandatory. You know, so he's the interim world champion. If Canelo wants to stay undisputed, he has to fight him. And, you know, tune-up, again, is a harsh word, but he wanted an easier fight coming back from surgery. He's just boxed Billy Joe Saunders, Caleb Plant, Dimitri Bivol and Triple G. That's his run of 4. Now he has to fight a mandatory. It's unbelievable, you know, and there's so much hate for fighters that go, like, to the top of their game. It's mad, and John Ryder will give him everything. He'll put everything into it. It's a great time for Ryder to make the fight. He's full of confidence. He's well up against it, but he'll give it everything.
Final one from me. We expect Canelo to come through that, and by God, he does. Bivol rematch, is that an option?
That's what he wants. You know, Eddie Reynoso and Sal have said to me, make that fight for September. So see what happens in the Ryder fight, and then if he comes through, you're very likely to see the Bivol rematch.
Perfect. Eddie, thank you so much for your time. Thank you, mate.